News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Armenia said it would host dozens of American troops next week for a joint military exercise, a rare scene in the former Soviet state amid heating friction with its regional ally Russia. According to Armenia's defense ministry, the country will host U.S. soldiers for the Eagle Partner 2023 exercise scheduled from September 11 to 20 in preparation for Armenian forces' future deployment in international peacekeeping missions. News agency Reuters, citing a U.S. military spokesperson, reported that 85 American troops and 175 Armenians would take part in the 10-day exercise. The official said the U.S. participants would include members from the Kansas National Guards, which has a 20-year-old training partnership with Armenia. The exercise comes at a time of Armenia's intense frustration with its ally Russia over the alleged failure of Moscow to guarantee Yerevan's security amid its territorial conflict with Azerbaijan. Russia has a military base in Armenia and has sent peacekeeping troops there to uphold a ceasefire deal between Yerevan and Baku. In a recent interview with an Italian newspaper, Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan called his country's reliance solely on Russian security a strategic mistake, which is why Yerevan was trying to diversify its security arrangements. On Tuesday, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova called Pashinyan's comments public rhetoric verging on rudeness and said that Yerevan should take responsibility for its actions rather than blaming others.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
More news overseas. Japan successfully launched a spacecraft into space in a bid to reach the moon by next year. According to Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency or JAXA, the country's homegrown rocket blasted off from the Tanegashima Space Center in southern Japan as planned and successfully released the spacecraft dubbed Moon Sniper into space. Japan plans to land the spacecraft on the lunar surface by February to test its precision landing technology. If it succeeds, it will pave the way for Japan's future moon missions, including the sending of astronauts to the Earth's natural satellite before 2030. Tokyo's rocket launch comes weeks after India made a successful landing of its spacecraft on the moon's surface, making it the fourth nation to reach the moon using its own rocket technology. Japan initially scheduled its spacecraft launch last month, but postponed it thrice due to unfavorable weather conditions.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
For our Philippine Embassy news, the Philippines, through its embassy in Seoul, is currently in talks with the South Korean government to create more health programs for Filipino veterans who fought in the Korean War 7 decades ago. According to the Philippine Embassy in Seoul, Philippine Ambassador Maria Teresa Dizon de Vega and Defense and Armed Forces Attaché Colonel Enriqueto de Ocadas Jr. met with a South Korean Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs or MPVA Director General Kang Yoon-jin and Veterans Hospital Director Kim Sul-ki last week to discuss Veterans Affairs cooperation between Manila and Seoul. During the meeting, the Philippine Embassy said the two sides discussed possible joint work on future programs that will benefit Filipino veterans in the Philippines, such as health care and support for the Philippine Veterans Memorial Hospital. According to the embassy, it continues to work with its counterparts in the South Korean government to honor the 7,420 veterans of the Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea or PAFTOK for their service and sacrifice during the 1950s Korean War. Included in the cooperation and assistance programs are descendants of veterans. Aside from its cooperation with the Philippine Embassy, the MPVA will also work with the Office of the Defense and Armed Forces Attaché and the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office or PVAO on veterans support and welfare concerns.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
You just heard World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is Peñano. Good day.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.